Presidents Harding, Coolidge, John F. Kennedy, and Reagan all bet on the private sector as the engine of prosperity. All succeeded. Franklin Roosevelt, on the contrary, bet on the government for his prosperity plan. And the New Deal failed. It was World War II that actually pulled the United States out of the Great Depression in the 1930s. The Democrats failed to face that fact. And as Commander-in-Chief, Ronald Reagan also restored the morale and might of the armed forces of the United States and won the Cold War, not only through force, but through respect and convictions in his ideology. And I hope that the current president supports the armed forces. I have a younger brother that's serving in Iraq, and I think we need to support the troops, because every time I talk to my brother, he asks me whether or not we have support here at home. So the troops are fighting for our lives, and we need to give them the respect and dignity that they deserve. And at the end of Reagan's term in office, 2 terms in office, he went on to be a very honorable ex-president. And in 1994, his battle with the Alzheimer's disease really broke a lot of hearts. But it demonstrated that Ronald Reagan was truly a man of courage and not a phony. He was the real thing, the way he dealt with that horrible illness. His strong convictions and grace under pressure created a constituency of its own, and they called them Reagan Democrats. Now, I want to point out some current events, because I think Ronald Reagan's leadership is needed now more than ever. We are living in very dangerous and uncertain times. In regards to foreign policy, one of Reagan's heroes, President Teddy Roosevelt, said, "Speak softly but carry a big stick." The United States must remain in the offense against terrorists and those who want to harm America. If Nazi Germany taught us anything, it is that appeasement leads to aggression. Reagan understood this, and that is why we won the Cold War against the Soviet Union and earned the respect around the world. Reagan understood this, and I hope that Barack Obama understands this as well. Domestically, the economy is the #1 issue facing America today. The financial collapse and economic crisis of 2008 inherited by Obama, where 40% of all stock values were wiped out in a year, and foreclosures continue to increase across this country at a rapid rate, and unemployment is surging to almost 7%. Right here in the Commonwealth, I believe it's 6.9% as of last week. Barack Obama needs to get serious about this economic crisis. And in the midst of this economic crisis, it is vital that President Obama not disregard Reagan's theories of economic development that were inspired by John F. Kennedy, Harding, and Coolidge. President Obama has already showed signs that he plans to follow the Franklin Roosevelt model and the New Deal Democrats' approach to our nation's economic crisis with an enormous economic stimulus package. Obama recently stated that he did not intend to raise taxes, at least now. So where is he going to get the money for a stimulus package? President Obama will borrow the money from either foreign nations or the U.S. taxpayers, or the Federal Reserve will have to create money. Undeniably, this Barack Obama Democrat-inspired economic stimulus plan will affect the economy. However, the question is, what will the impact be? Where in history, I ask, other than World War II, is there evidence that such a mass infusion of government spending ever restored prosperity? Obama and the Democrats have taken an historic gamble with the country. If the stimulus package fails, what will follow may truly resemble the Great Depression of the 1930s. In the final analysis, similar to 1964, the Republican Party appears to be wounded, but our spirit's not broken and we are still alive. And I look forward to a great future for this party, but we can only have a great future if we stay true to our ideas and our strong principles of less government, less taxes, and American values like integrity. President Reagan said in his farewell address to the nation, "We must preserve America, the last best hope of man on earth." As Republicans, we must preserve our party because we are America's last best hope. So my thanks to all of you, May God bless all of you. May God continue to bless the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And may God always bless the United States of America. Thank you very much.
That was a very, very good job by Eric. And I want to point out something to you, something that separates Democrats from Republicans. While Eric was giving his wonderful speech, the entire room walked up without a sound and got their breakfast. Now that takes discipline that can only be found in two places in history: republicanism and the 300 in Sparta during the formation of the phalanx. I'd like to very quickly bring up Bernie Keller, who is in the steed this morning for the Mass GOP chairman, Jennifer Nasser, who couldn't be with us today. So Bernie, can you come up here, please? Thank you. Warm round of applause, please, for Bernie.
Hi, how's everybody doing today? My name is Barney Keller. I'm here in the place of Jennifer Nasser, who sends her regrets that she could not make it here this morning. She had a prior engagement. I want to say real quick that if you have not met Jennifer yet, I am sure that you will very soon. She is one of the most energetic people I've ever met. Trust me, I know. She's been working me like a dog for the last couple of weeks. So we're really happy to have her on, and we're really excited about this coming year. I wanted to talk really quickly about what the Republican State Party is doing and what we're focusing on for the coming cycle. It comes down to three things. Fundraising. We're going to need raise a lot more money to combat the special interest money that's being flooded into Massachusetts. I don't know if anybody followed the race of State Senator Scott Brown this year, but labor unions and special interests spent $200,000 to try and knock Senator Brown off this year. Fortunately, Senator Brown does his constituents well, and he was able to win by 20 points, so congratulations to Senator Brown. The second thing we're working on is organization, and there's nothing better, I think, than a bunch of Republicans sitting together, having breakfast. I haven't had any yet, but it looks delicious, and I'm excited to see so many good people here. You know, organization is very important. I see a lot of former candidates here. I saw Brian O'Connor in the back, who ran for state representative, you know, we can't win unless we field candidates. No Democrat is going to lose running unopposed. So I would imagine and I would hope that somewhere in this crowd there's a candidate who's going to run and is going to win in 2010, and we're really excited to help you guys out. And the final thing that I want to talk about is the message, and it's the message that we're trying to hone, and it's a message that we're excited about talking to people about. You know, there's a lot of people who are losing their jobs. Last month, 17,000 people lost their jobs in Massachusetts. Almost 600,000 people lost jobs nationwide. And if you ask me, that's partly due to the failed policies of Governor Deval Patrick. You know, I remember very specifically watching candidate Patrick campaign on a bunch of promises, a lot of promises that Governor Patrick has failed. Candidate Patrick once promised property tax relief. Governor Patrick never gave it. Candidate Patrick once promised to cut $735 million from the state budget. And when he was elected, Governor Patrick said, hey, I didn't really mean it. And candidate Patrick, most importantly, promised to end the big dig culture up on Beacon Hill. And when he was elected, Governor Patrick, you know, his new transportation secretary basically started the big dig. You know, we've got a big opportunity coming up here in 2010, a really big opportunity. I hope that all of you stay involved, call your friends, call your neighbors, call your sister, call your brother, get everyone you know out on the street, because when it comes down to it, we're going to need all of you knocking on doors, making phone calls. And with any luck, by the end of 2010, we'll be talking about ex-Governor Deval Patrick. And that's something I think we can all look forward to. So thank you very much.